In hopes of marrying into wealth, she put on a sexy dress and headed to the hotel bar. She immediately spotted a man sleeping on the couch. Looking at his impeccable suit, she mistakenly assumed he was a wealthy businessman who'd had too much to drink. She deliberately tossed a nutshell to wake him up. When the man awoke, he apologized profusely. His gentlemanly demeanor instantly captivated her. She began criticizing the hotel for allowing such a wealthy guest to sleep in the bar lounge. Jack immediately understood Irene's misunderstanding but didn't clarify his true identity. Instead, he picked up a cigar left by another guest, claiming it was premium stock flown in on his private jet. This only reinforced Irene's belief that Jack was a young tycoon. The two entered the elevator together and began kissing passionately. They made their way to the presidential suite where they spent the night together. When Jack woke up the next morning, Irene had vanished. He assumed it was just a one-night encounter. To his surprise, he spotted Irene again the next day in the hotel restaurant. To maintain his wealthy facade, Jack immediately removed his bow tie and gave all the money in his pockets as a tip to his colleague. While Irene looked on in surprise, her wealthy boyfriend sitting across from her presented her with a gift. When Irene opened it, inside was an enormous engagement ring. Thrilled, she immediately kissed her boyfriend. Jack watched the scene in shock, realizing any chance with Irene was over. However, that same night, Irene returned to the bar looking for Jack. Once again, they spent the night together in the presidential suite. When Jack woke up, Irene had already left. He expertly tidied up the suite, as he'd done many times before. Just as he was about to leave, there was a knock at the door. He looked out to see Irene standing there with her luggage. Apparently, when she had sneaked back to her boyfriend's room that morning, he caught her and immediately broke off their relationship. With nowhere else to go, Irene thought of Jack. She decided to secure this young millionaire for herself. She came to the presidential suite, declaring she had broken up with her boyfriend for Jack's sake. Then she stripped naked and lay down on the bed. Jack panicked. The actual guests who had reserved the suite were about to arrive at any moment.